The Cape Chalmers Navy vessel. The diver is now located on the aft section of the boat that they cleaned, 6 by 6 foot area. Today's date is June 25th, 2010. The diver is going to show the area that was previously cleaned. He's already noted that the only thing he's seeing in the area is rust nodules, no growth, no barnacle growth. And then you'll go to the aft portion of that section that's been cleaned, diver, and go ahead and clean a new area and let us know on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the hardest, how hard it is to clean those barnacles. Roger?
Roger that.
All right, go ahead.
Showing the 6 by 6 area.
Right now he's showing the area
on the right
that's
side.
already been cleaned.
Heading
It's
up
basically just light marine growth, like
this section, moving
hydrozoa
left.
or kind of like
Repositioning.
algae, more or less, and rust nodules. Okay. No barnacles. That's right. Not yet.
Left side of this section, moving down.
Yeah, we discussed that previously. Right.
Repositioning camera. At the bottom, moving right.
Diver, when you go to clean a new area of this section, we want to make sure we're not taking off any bottom paint. We want to only try and remove barnacles. Roger?
Roger, only barnacles. We are back where we started. Panning up, going through center. Moving left.
Right. So far, so good.
Moving up, moving right through center.
Right. What we'll do is I'm going to have them go locate those previously cleaned sections, video them, and move maybe aft 2 feet and
Back
do
to
a
the
new
right
section.
side.
So he
That
can,
covers the 6 by 6
so he
area.
can show you what you have. Right, exactly.
Roger, starting to clean. And just for clarification, only barnacles, correct?
Well, any marine growth that you have, we just want to make sure we're not gouging the paint and that.
Roger that. Starting on the 6 by 6 area.
You do have oyster growth in this area. Did I just hear you say that this device probably isn't going to attack the oyster shell? Okay. Didn't intend to. Okay, well, his degree of difficulty that he's measuring is also including the oyster shell. So, I mean, should he be looking for an area that's predominantly barnacle?
Kevin, you have a lot of oyster shell in that area, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, I was just talking with these guys up here. This device isn't really targeting the oyster shell, which is going to make it difficult for you to scrape naturally. So if you can find an area around there that is mostly barnacle and doesn't have a lot of oyster shell, that would be an area that we would want you to scrape in order to give us a judgment on the scale of 1 to 5. If you don't have it, you know, fine, but if you can, that'd be great.
Roger that, stand by. I mean, looking around, I mean, I don't see more than like a 6 by 6 inch area that's just got barnacles in it. I mean, it's predominantly just all oyster.
I understand. If you do have a 6 by 6 area, let's try and go for that.
Roger that. Let me see where I found that at. Alright.
The barnacle growth is so
encrusted with oyster.
yeah, the oyster shell is so dense. He said he thinks he saw an area that was about 6 inches by 6 inches. I told him that would be great.
Yeah, we need to be.
I guarantee you that would be including the barnacles. I mean the oyster shell. Because I mean just.
Here, let me show you on camera, see if this is a good area. I mean, there's not many there. Top side.
Go ahead.
Did you hear me?
Repeat it.
I said I'm showing you on camera the 6 by 6 area. I do not know if there's sufficient barnacle growth for me to even make it worth.
Well, as long as it's an area that doesn't have oyster shell, I want you to scrape that area and tell me what the degree of difficulty is.
Alright, to be honest, I mean, there's not an area with predominantly, that doesn't have oyster growth and mixed with barnacles.
Okay, well, why don't we try this? Find the best area that you can and go ahead and scrape it, but pay attention to if it gets difficult, whether or not you're knocking off an oyster shell or what have you. If it seems that it's easy through the barnacle until you hit an oyster shell, then we want to take that in consideration. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, I understand. I've got 8 inches of surface area to scrape with, though. You know, I mean, it's the shovel. I mean, I can't get as precision to not hit an oyster without touching a barnacle.
Well, I understand you're going to hit an oyster shell. I understand that. So just go ahead and scrape what you can scrape, but take in consideration that the oyster shells will make it difficult to scrape. And that's not what we're trying to gauge. We don't want to gauge the oyster shell. You understand what I'm saying?
Roger.
So I got a putty knife in there. Or maybe that cat's paw or something.
Kevin, I'm gonna pause tape. I got a putty knife you can try out. 3-inch putty knife. So to try and avoid oyster shell when the diver's gauging the level of difficulty. So go ahead, diver.
Roger that.
How big of an area have you done already?
I'm having a spot scrape, and I've done about 3 4x4 areas.
And okay, with those 3 4x4 areas, what's your level of difficulty right there?
I would call it a 2. I mean, for it being a putty knife, I mean, they came off really easy.
I understand you'd call it a 2.
Roger.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause tape, and we'll see about getting you into the next position.
Understood.
Location that was previously cleaned. This is right underneath a warning sign that's been painted on the side of the hull. I will go ahead and show me this area just the way you did on the aft portion of the ship, and then we'll look for the same area to clean and gauge.
Roger that. FYI, comms are muffled.
How's that?
It's still muffled.
How's that?
It's still muffled. It's a 1 by 2 foot area, starting on the southeastern side of the area.
Is this typical to the first section you videoed?
Roger that, clean, mainly hydrozoa, no shell growth.
Roger, algae type growth, rust nodules, no shell growth.
No shell growth. Ending up from southeast. Getting to the northeast. Moving left. Northwest corner. Moving down. The southwest corner. Repositioning camera. Moving to the southeast. Back at where we started. Panning through center. Heading left. And that covers the whole area.
Roger.
Finding an area with predominantly shell growth, no oysters. Alright, I'm gonna have to spot scrape again.
Roger, that's fine.
You know, honestly, I think I can use this plastic scraper.
Understand, you're going to try the plastic scraper on this one.
Roger. Stand by, repositioning.
Thank you. Plastic scraper's taking them off.
Are you still just spot scraping with that scraper?
Roger.
How much of an area you think you've done?
In total, I've probably done about a 6 by 6 inch area.
So the surface area would amount to a 6 by 6 area.
Roger.
Okay, and what's the degree of difficulty?
I would say it's about it's a 2. I'd say a little less in areas is a little harder, so on average it's a 2.
Average a 2, some areas less than a 2, some areas a little bit harder than a 2.
Roger, but all that I scraped with the plastic scraper came off.
Understand, everything you touched with this plastic scraper came off.
Roger.
Alright, I'm going to secure a tape and move you to the next area.
Roger.
where the previous divers have cleaned a 2 foot by 2 foot area. Diver noted that this position is typical to the last two. Is that correct, diver?
Roger that.
Just a little bit of algae type growth and rust nodules, no shell growth, correct?
Correct.
Roger that. Go ahead and show us that.
Alright, starting on the southeast corner, 2 by 2 foot area, panning up. To the northeast corner, moving left. To the northwest corner, panning down. To the southwest corner, moving right. Repositioning camera. Back to where we started. Going through the center. And reach the left side of the surface area, and that covers all of it.
Alright, I understand. Let's go ahead and look for an area to clean with one of those little scrapers you have, and if you have to, you can do some spot cleaning like you had to do before.
Roger that, stand by.
How much hose you got out right now?
Alright, looks like we're gonna have to spot clean again.
Roger that.
Reposition myself. Alright, ready when you are.
Go ahead.
Roger.
Can you secure your light?
Secure my light, Roger.
Yeah, I'm getting glare.
He's having a spot around these oyster shells.
Try using the plastic scraper.
Roger, switching to the plastic scraper. Can you pan up just a little bit? That's good right there. How big of an area do you think you've done now?
Probably done about an 8 by 8 interior total.
Understand the surface area would equate to about an 8 by 8 inch surface area.
Roger.
And the degree of difficulty?
I would say a 2. Some are harder than others, but it doesn't go beyond a 2.
I understand a 2. Typical to the last two areas. Some spots a little bit more difficult, some spots less difficult.
Roger, and they came off relatively easy with the plastic scraper.
I understand, relatively easy with a plastic scraper. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and secure the tape and stand by.
Roger.